Las Vegas, and Commissioner Macbeth is here with Paul Dixon, Chairman County Advisory Board.
Excellent. And Commissioner Vogel, are you still there?
I am.
Excellent. And basically, I'm going to ask you just a brief starting question, and then each commissioner will have a question for you, and you'll have time for some additional comments at the end. So if you could please explain to the Commission why you should be the Director of the Nevada Department of Wildlife, what your qualifications are, and provide us with any other information that we need to know in making a director selection.
Absolutely. First, I'd like to start off thanking Chairman Rain and Vice Chair Lent, members of the Commission, for the opportunity to come talk to the board today about being Director of the Wildlife Division. I see the Wildlife Division Director as a big leadership role within the division. Obviously, it's a huge aspect of the division, and you know, it's an exciting opportunity for me to kind of showcase some of my experiences and qualifications that I've done in the past through my career to help restore and keep the tradition that you've got going here in Nevada going for the Wildlife Division. It's an opportunity for me to help support the ongoing programs that you guys, the Commission and the Division, are in, doing some of the boating enforcement, the boating safety programs, the hunting and fishing resources. I look forward to a challenge of supporting and inspiring the close to 250 employees that the division employs to kind of help make them feel, or not feel, but to get to the best possible place in their careers and potentials. I've had several things that I feel that make me qualified for this position, some administrative opportunities that I've had in my career at the Wildlife Division, things such as budget development, some employee supervision, some employee directive and helping pull together teams of employees throughout different divisions to work towards different goals and common goals that are needed. You know, I have a strong interpersonal skill that helps me pull people together, different walks of life, different economic, different social backgrounds within the department, outside of the department. I feel that I'm a team player. I enjoy teamwork. I think it's pretty crucial that the division as well as the commission, the governor's staff, everybody has a part to play, teamwork, atmosphere, to be able to give the public of Nevada what they deserve as far as protecting and restoring the resources.
All right, we'll start off with the first question from Commissioner Capurro.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, Jeremy. We appreciate you taking this opportunity to talk to us.
Thank you.
On your philosophies and experience. My question is, describe your management style and philosophy of holding people accountable with consequences for their actions or inactions.
Good question. My style is, I definitely like to lead by example. I feel that I want to have a leadership style of direction and purpose, and I've tried to portray that through my career in the my wildlife division now. I've had some instances where I've been in supervisory positions where I've had to make some tough decisions with employees, some full-time employees, and I've gotten some experience in developing and implementing some work directives work directions for one employee in particular that kind of lost his confidence, and as his supervisor, I kind of developed a 6-week program for him to kind of get back on his feet, get his confidence back by making sure that he was interacting with the resource users, he was interacting with the public, he was interacting with those people that his job entailed him to interact with. He was getting close to not being a part of the division anymore, and it was a pretty good success story. I followed him for 6 weeks, and I actually went with him and met with him several times. I tried to lead him in helping with several of his skills that needed to be kind of refined a little bit, some of his organizational skills, and to this day he's still with the division, and is a much better employee. I've had some other employees that weren't quite to that extreme, that had some issues with other employees, or they were butting heads a little bit, and I was able to call them together and kind of hash out what was going on, and visit with everybody in an open discussion about issues and problems, and it turned out for the better, and those people were able to work together, and to my knowledge, not have any more issues. So.
All right, Commissioner Cavan.
Thank you. Thanks for coming all the way from South Dakota.
Thanks. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. If you were appointed to lead this department, what is the one issue that you would give the highest priority, and what would be your approach to resolving that issue?
Well, for my whole career, I've been a big proponent of recruitment and retention of the state's sportsmen, sportswomen, youth, that type of thing. I just think, I read a lot of the literature stating that, most states in the nation are decreasing in the number of sportsmen and women and actual youth that are out there enjoying the recreation of whether it be boating or camping or hunting or fishing or whatever. And I've been kind of active in trying to play a role within our department and within our division on getting out and getting the department's name out there and getting people involved in programs, not only the youth, not only with the youth, showing them whether it be how to shoot a bow or actually how to bait a hook or whatever, but just get people back involved with the natural resources. And it doesn't have to be youth either. I see a lot of people that have gotten out of either hunting or fishing or even boating because of one reason or another. Maybe it's economic, maybe it's they just don't feel like they want to charge around a bag of decoys in their favorite lake, but getting those people back involved to benefit not only the resources, but I think it helps bring communities together. It helps bring divisions together, because it's not just one division that makes up an agency. It's several divisions, whether it be with game or operations or whatever. But I think it helps. The more people that we have out there using the resource and enjoying the recreation that the state has to offer, I think it's only going to uplift the community and uplift the department and make it better for the state.
Thank you.
Commissioner Howell.
Thank you. Mr. Rakowicz, what do you feel has been your best accomplishment in regards to wildlife, and the area where you have been most frustrated in advancing your goal?
Sure.
I think one of my biggest accomplishments that I've had several that I feel are accomplishments. One of them being as a instructor for our department. I'm an instructor for our defensive tactics law enforcement division. I'm also an instructor for our training department, our wildlife officers, field training department. And I feel a big sense of pride when I talk about that because I took that on at an early stage in my career when it was first available to me, and it's been a neat accomplishment for me personally to kind of be on the ground floor. We've changed, totally revamped our training system for new employees coming into the department as well as existing employees, and to me it's been a big success being part of a team that can build up that foundation, so others can benefit from that. I also have a big one of my success stories is getting several of the public, not necessarily handicapped, but those that don't have the opportunity to get out and fish, especially to get out and enjoy the natural resources, whether they live in a retirement home, not necessarily a retirement home, but have some sort of a disability where they need some help to get out. They can't just drive out to the local lake and do some fishing. And I've been part of that team that has brought in trout and stock. We stock a pool every year with 7,000 rainbow trout, and we bring in people from 2 years old to 92 years old that have disabilities that aren't able to get out. And the look on those faces, it's satisfying, and you hear the stories of some of them that I used to fish 10 years ago and loved it, and I can't wait to come back next year. It was so fun, and that's a big success story for me, getting the public involved to, again, like I was talking about earlier, kind of uplifting the community, making the community a little stronger, and putting the division in a good light within the community. I have had some frustration in that same area as far as getting some attendance with youth. Some of our school systems, we have a tough time getting into the school systems for any type of asking to, I don't know, not necessarily publications, but to putting out pamphlets to let the kids in the community know what's programs that we're having available, because not many kids are watching the 10 o'clock news at night or what have you. So I've had a little bit of frustration in that area trying to get some of those kids involved, and I think hopefully we've kind of circumvented that a little bit, and instead of putting the flyers out, we're actually spending the time and the money and the energy to physically go into those school systems, because they're always looking for people to come talk to them, instead of just, can you hand this flyer out for me, and get into those school systems, represent the department, and let people know what programs that we've got available to the public, whether it be youth or adult classes or whatever. And so it's been a challenge getting that done, but I think we're making a turn on that the school systems are starting to work with us more on those.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Chairman Lent.
Thank you. Mr. Rakowicz, I think, is I pronounced it right?
Yes, close. I still have trouble.
I want to welcome you to Nevada, and mine is a multi-part question, and I can always repeat it if you need it. Describe how you would relate and work with the commission on a long-range goals between the commission and the department, and describe how you would cooperate with the commission regarding their budget requests and policies, even if you didn't agree with some of their concepts, and also give us your definition of the role of the commission.
That is a multi-question, isn't it? Well, I'll kind of start at the ending. I see the commission that I've worked with in and been a part of and watched as a faction of the general public, the faction of the state of Nevada, whether it be sportsmen, whether it be sportswomen or conservationists or farmers or ranchers, businessmen, that type of thing. I see it as a offshoot of the general public. And to me, the role of the commission is obviously one, policy and regulation change or putting into effect. I see the role of the director as aiding that with either reports or testifying in front of the commission as far as what's going on and what his recommendations are. The commission is to me is a body that is supposed to benefit, ultimately benefit the natural resources of the state, and by doing so, votes on what they see appropriate or not appropriate within the department. And there are times I haven't personally dealt with the commission, but our department deals a lot with our, obviously with our commission in South Dakota, and there are times that the commission and the department don't always see eye to eye, and whether it would be on policy or regulation that may be coming into effect. But I believe that on both sides of the fences, the commission needs to support the division, and the division also needs to support the commission on rulings that it comes up with. And if there's a ruling that comes up that is maybe not promoted by the department, so be it. That's the decision on the public of Nevada, and I think that we take that and run with that and don't talk behind people's backs and make somebody look bad or whatever. The commission ruling is final on their policies and regulations, and we need to respect that. I'm trying to think, how do we work together as a long range? Obviously, to me, communication is key to any type of effective functioning for a division. So one of my goals would be to make sure that commission or that communication is top priority for the director, for myself, to keep the commission updated, involved, whether it be through testifying, whether it be personally, phone calls, visitations, things like that. If there's a breakdown in communication in any business, any farming industry, anything, the entity as a whole doesn't work well together, and communication is a top priority for me as far as keeping the commission involved, keeping them up to date on issues that the department may be having, and everything's got to be out in the open, and there's no secrets, there's no hiding. So being open in front, being honest about everything, and keeping everybody on a level playing field. You said you had how would we work together in long-term goals? I understand that we've got commissioners from all over the state, and obviously two of them can't be here today and are on the phone with budget issues and things like that. That's just going to be a way of life. We're going to have to take that budget and be very aware of how we're managing the fiscal side of things as far as money allocation to different programs and things like that. And if it means more teleconferences and things like that to get things resolved, I'm a big proponent of shaking hands and face-to-face talking and things like that, and I'm not afraid to visit with people, whether it's the commission or the public or anybody, and so that's got to be a front line, is communication and work together and not just the director, but through all the divisions in the department and to all 3 regions, and communication is the key for me anyway.
Thank you.
Commissioner Macbeth.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Thank you.
So my question is, given that the Nevada Department of Wildlife involves multiple divisions, operations, conservation, education, fisheries, game, habitat, law enforcement, and wildlife diversity, and that the director is responsible for representing the department before multiple sportsmen, conservation, and public groups. And here's the question. Explain to the Commission how you will meet the challenges of managing the department and responding to the multiple consumptive and non-consumptive users of Nevada's wildlife resources.
Good question. I think one of my goals that I want to accomplish as director is to actually sit down with each division individually and collectively as a whole unit, and go through each of their issues, their problems, can we say, or their what they need or what they're looking at, how the budget is affecting them or not affecting them. I have pretty extensive experience. The location I'm at right now is about 180,000 people, and I've been there for several years, and I'm pretty experienced in a wide range of media contacts, from the live TV shots to the interviews to the local sports groups to the Kiwanis groups to the local, you name it, the Ducks Unlimited, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, things like that, and it's a big part of who I am to be able to bring those skills that I have together to bring the public together with the wildlife division. By first assessing, I need time to get in and sit down with each division and find out what's going on within the division. I need time to bring those divisions together as a whole wildlife agency, and being able to represent the agency with the media in the Nevada public is something that I won't have a problem with. I enjoy working with people. I enjoy working with the media outlets and things like that, and getting out into the public and talking and communicating to people. And sometimes they're not so happy to hear from what we as a division have said, or what the commission has voted on, or something like that. But we need to all support each other and find a common goal for the betterment of the resources.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the next question is mine, and that is, explain in as much detail as possible how you, as the director of the Nevada Department of Wildlife, would respond when given direction by the Commission to enact a policy that you personally disagree with.
It's a good question. We're going to have to work together. Obviously, communication is a big key, like I said. In no job, I don't think anybody is totally 100% with every decision that's made within the company. I believe that I'm a team player. I believe in teamwork. I believe in that teamwork getting to a common goal, an end goal that's going to benefit the resources and the public. If I have a personal issue with the decision that the Commission has made, there's no other way around it but having to put that personal feeling aside, and I need to visit with each commissioner and the Commission as a body about my feeling on the situation. Again, being open and honest about my feeling. The Commission rules a certain way. That's the Commission's prerogative, and we have to go forth with that and do what the Commission wants. bring those programs to fruition and work on being an agency together instead of any separation or division, that type of thing. Things like that, sometimes you just have to put feelings aside and do what's best for the division as a whole. I may have feelings that don't coincide with everybody on the commission, but those have to be my feelings, and we go forth as one agency. I see.
Excellent. Commissioner Schrum.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rakowicz.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for coming all this way for this interview. My question is, do you feel the current low number of deer is due to the habitat or failure to do predator control? What needs to be done, by whom, and how long do you think it might take?
Sure. It's kind of an interesting question because, obviously flying out here from South Dakota, when I landed and visiting with people either at the airport or at the hotel or something, and first question is what brings you to Reno? And I tell them it's for a job interview. And, oh, okay. What's that job? And I said, well, it's with the Wildlife Division. The first thing they say, oh, you're going to work with the deer and the horses. And so it's on everybody's mind, obviously. Mule deer numbers you're talking about, correct? Mm-hmm. Mule deer numbers, from what I've learned and my experience, are a big indicator of not just one individual thing. There'd be a multitude of things, whether it be predators, whether it be habitat, whether it be diseases. They get into the herds and things like that. There are. It's a big issue to try and fix as far as putting an exact date that you want to try and get things done by. Obviously, every division within the department needs to be working on this. The game division, the habitat division, and funding needs to go to restoration of the mule deer and things like that. Habitat plays a big role. I believe that if the habitat's not on the ground, that the game isn't there, whether it be deer or whether it be anything else. Predator issues are huge from where I come from. You've got an excess in predator numbers. You're going to have not only lower game numbers, but you're going to also have lower or higher conflicts with ranchers and farmers, with cattle, with sheep, with things like that, as far as calving seasons, things like that. So predator numbers need to be at a controllable level as well. To me, it's not as simple as saying you got to have habitat on the ground and they'll come back. You've got to have habitat on the ground. You've got to take care of your predator numbers. You've got to be careful with diseases that are present or may infiltrate the state and things like that. So I don't think you can put a date on that. I think whenever the Wildlife Agency and each division is working towards that, I think the public will understand that and know that we're doing the best we can to get those numbers back up to where they want to see them.
Thank you.
Commissioner Vogler.
Jeremy.
Afternoon.
My question is, what is your opinion of the multiple use mandate in the Taylor Grazing Act?
Can you repeat that, please?
What is your opinion of the multiple use mandate in the Taylor Grazing Act?
I am not familiar with the Taylor Grazing Act, sir, so I would not be able to answer that question.
Have Mr. Vogler explain it to him? Sure.
Commissioner Vogler, if you could explain it a little bit.
In 1934, Western livestockmen got together with the Department of Interior and came up with a way to manage the public lands in the different states in the West that had not been taken up by Homestead, by Swamp Act, by Timber Culture Act, or other means. And the different people who had grazing prior right had it adjudicated to them. And over the years, that has been convoluted, in some people's opinion, substantially. And I just would like to know the opinion of somebody who is going to be taking a job in the most federal land state in the 48 continental United States, 48 lower states. We're 87% federally owned, and it is an extremely large issue with agriculture, with ranching.
Boy, that's a loaded question for me, since I'm not familiar with the act, and I know you've explained it to me a little bit. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think I would do it justice trying to answer that right now without being able to review that and look at that and kind of understand more in depth on what's going on. You know, I've always tell the guys, people I work with, that if you don't know what you're talking about with the public, they'll always know. They'll always feel you out. And Commissioner, I apologize, but I'm not familiar with that act enough to be comfortable answering that question.
That's a fair answer. Thank you.
Excellent. Commissioner Wallace has the last question for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for coming all the way out here, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Considering this current statewide budget crisis and the loss or reduction in general fund revenue, how would you propose funding non-game and other programs without the use of sportsmen's dollars?
Well, obviously, you know, when we talk about recreation in any state, non-game species are part of that. There's a big faction of the public out there that don't hunt or that don't fish, and their recreation is going out and enjoying those non-consumptive species. I think obviously that the department needs to get out into the public's eye, visit with people about the budget issues. Most people probably have a very good idea that the budgets are hurting and will be hurting for some time, and decreasing. It's not out of the realm to go out and visit with those factions that enjoy those type of outdoor activities, and ask them, sit down with them, hold meetings, hold open houses with them, to see what they want to see done, or see what they suggest. It wouldn't be out of the realm to, if they're expecting the department to get things done, to visit with them about the issues that come with spending those monies, the game species monies, the hunting monies, the fishing monies on those non-consumptive areas, and visit with them about doing a program, and maybe asking for donations to get some of those programs, to keep some of those programs running, and things like that. That's a tough question, and you could probably put that over not just non-consumptive, but just about anything within the department, even game species, that there's a lot of programs that are going to be hurting, and maybe even cut. The big thing is getting out there and letting the public know what we're dealing with financially, what we're dealing with, what we've done in the past, and where we see the future going, and asking for some of those donations, and asking for help from those public, if nothing else, in an understanding that we're doing our best to try and not only manage and the game species, but the non-game species too.
Thank you.
Excellent. That's all the questions. I'd like to thank you for coming out here. I know it's tremendously long distance out here, and at this point in time, if you'd like to have any additional comments you'd like to leave us with before we move on.
Well, I've got a couple questions, if you don't mind, if the commission would entertain that.
We're going to have to defer to our legal staff depending on what's going on.
We run out of time.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just kind of wondering what kind of qualities the commission is looking for in a director of the Wildlife Division.
Well, yeah, the qualities. That's just a huge question. Like a lot of them, and trying to speak for 9 people, it's probably a little bit out of line to do that. But basically, we need someone that would be a strong leader for the department that meets the NRS guidelines, which I think we've supplied a copy of. And, it's a strong leader that's well versed in wildlife in all aspects of it. But, without having debated this amongst the full commission, I probably shouldn't go too much farther than that.
I understand that.
Because there's probably 9 3/4 answers to that on a 9-member commission.
I understand that. Well, I hope that from the resources that I've made available to the commission and here today, that they'll find that I'm a dynamic leader and want to lead with purpose and direction for the department and kind of inspire those individuals within the department to be the best that they can be too, and represent the department to the public to the best of my ability. I appreciate you guys' time and effort today. So it was a long flight from Dallas. They had to connect me from Dallas. So.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
how's the pheasant crop this year?
The pheasant crop is phenomenal still. We had a rough winter. We really did. The northeast part of the state got absolutely hammered with snow. They had anywhere from 80 to 100 inches of snow this winter.
Right.
And we lost probably 30% of our pheasants, but we have a normal spring, and they'll be back. We got birds coming out every year still.
Good deal.
All right, let's move on to item number 7 now. Thank you. Speed deliberations for director. I'm going to discuss that here in just a second. Deliberations for director, Nevada Department of Wildlife. This will be an action item. The commission will deliberate on the interviews conducted on the applicants for the director position of Nevada Department of Wildlife and may take action to recommend the names of 3 or more candidates to the governor for consideration and appointment to the director position. We've been advised, by council that, at this stage in time, if candidates like to come back in, well, of course, they've been allowed at any point in time, they can. They'll always be able to see us on video if they choose not to be in here. So I think I've heard from both sides on the commission whether they'd like them back in or not. So, but legally they can come in if they would like to. We
don't need to.
We advised by council we don't need to, but if they would like to, they can. But and they can clearly see us on video. It's working, right? Don't need to change tape. All right. So at this point in time,
Take 5 minutes.
if you want to take 5 minutes,
Yeah.
all right. Let's
I
take.
don't miss nothing.
It's okay. We're going to take 5 minutes. Be right back. And remind not to discuss or debate this issue until we reconvene.